Hey, what's up guys? Team Hard Life Captain Albert Sertucci here with another spooling video. This is the SX Raptor, and today we've got in some 60 pound that we're gonna go to 100 pound. But on this, we're gonna be doing, it's like 270, this is an MXO, yeah. Okay, so we should be getting 400 yards of the 60 with 100 yards of the 100 on top. Let's see how it goes, because like I said, you know, things change with manufacturers, and sometimes they don't tell you until you actually spool it up. So we're gonna ensure that we go this route and see what happens.
Gotta bite. I think I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I got a line. I'ma call up the whole team.
Still have the clicker on from the last video. Alright, so I've got 100 yards on the spool right now, and yeah, we'll keep it going. It's about halfway up the spool, about a quarter of the way up the spool, something. See what that is. There we go. Looks like there's some debris stuck in the braid. Yeah, you see little flakes or something in there. Yeah, no. That may be a connection point. Maybe they tied two pieces right there together, because it's not moving at all. That may be one of their knots. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is cut that out and re-splice it. Alright, so now that I've got that little messed up section cut out of the reel, I'm going to continue spooling this. Alright, so now I'm at 200 yards of line on the spool. So you can see we're about halfway up. Still looking good. There's 300 yards. It didn't look like it did much damage to it, but we'll keep going. Alright, so we've got our 400 yards on there, and we got to make sure to, I don't know if it's going to work, because I normally like to spool the reel to that little bevel right there, and I don't think there's any way I'm going to get 100 yards of 100-pound between here to there. I may only get 50, so let me confirm with him what he wants to do on that. Alright guys, so after a little bit of deliberation, we're going to go ahead and cut it here. And we're going to splice in our 100-pound test as a top shot and see how much yards we get. I'm thinking we're right at about 50 yards, but we'll find out here in just a second. Guys, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to mark my hollow core braid with the black magic marker. So that way it lets him know where his splice is at, because to the naked eye, most of the time you cannot see it. But also too, when he's out there fishing, it'll give him an idea on line capacity when he's casting out. What I'm doing is I'm rotating the line left to right. So what it'll do is it'll open up the strands, and if there's any wet ink on there from the marker, it'll let it get inside the braid, which will make this spot mark last a bit longer. But also too, it won't let it sit there and gum up and have a big block of that ink in the braid, even though it's marking the line in that sense. So. And then too, as you can tell, not much of it is rubbing off on my fingers anymore, which is good. I'd rather do it on my fingers than be marking up the rest of his spool as he's fishing with it. So, alright. Well, like I said, I totally missed it. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I missed it. I just added on the 50 yards of top shot right there, and I just barely covered up your bevel right here that I look at. And what I'm talking about is that inner bevel right there. That inner bevel is where I normally stop my braid for casting, and you can see it on both sides right there. And we went ahead and added 50 more yards on there. So, oh man,